Hello guys, here I am again. Thanks for joining us on another Ordina Auto video. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to customize your Ordina page and your secretary. So I'll basically how to set up your public page and your secretary precisely. So when you come to store, I think the first screen you will be seeing when you come to the store tab would be the profile. So easy navigation. When you're on the default home page, navigate to store and you're on the profile. If you're on mobile, let's simulate the mobile view. So if you're on your mobile device, obviously you will be on the dashboard first by default. So if you're on this page, just click on the middle button, the middle navigation button, and that takes you to the store page, and the first page you see would be your profile. Now when you're on your profile, what you see is your profile picture, which is a profile photo for the business. So I believe if you're a professional, this could be your professional portraits, and then if you're a business, there should be your business logo, right, or whatever graphics representing your business. And moving forward, we have the banner. So this is where you set the banner, which will be an overlay for your page. And then you have the accent color, which would be the color of some of the text and graphics design on the page. So we're going to be making improvements to the accent eventually. And here we have where you can edit your business name. So if you probably typed it wrong when signing up, you can easily make changes to this. And mind you, the informations you type on the store page are what your secretary tends to work with. So make sure your informations you're imputing here are accurate, because whatever you put here is what your secretary utilizes to interact with customers. So if your informations here are wrong, then your secretary spews out wrong information to your customers. And at this section, this is where you request for a verification badge. So if you need a verification badge for your business on Ordina, you can basically make the request right here. And down here is where you adjust your booking. So if you have multiple staffs, then you can do this. So that shows the count of how many bookings can be made for a single time. So for example, if you want up to 5 bookings, if you can handle 5 bookings in 9 a.m., then you can adjust this by the count of 5, and that makes it viable that by 9 a.m. if 5 customers are making a request for 9 a.m., that would be feasible. And then moving forward, we have your time zone. So if you're in a different time zone, you can easily adjust this as well. And this is the time that your secretary would work with, because the secretary needs to know the time where you specifically work. So it's that your time zone that the secretary would use to supply information to the customer and schedule appointments as well. And then your location and business address down here as well. So you put in your email, your phone number, your contact details, and so on and so forth. And moving back up here, so to change your profile picture, you just click here. Okay, choose a photo. All right, and then you pick up your preferred photograph, and that's it gets replaced. And if you move downwards, you can change your banner image. So let's change our banner image. We can have this as our banner image, and yeah, so as you can see, this has successfully been swapped. So, and then all you just have to do once you're done with this is you scroll to the bottom of the page and save. Right, scroll down to save. And I would not be saving that, so I'll move forward. In our last video, we talked about how to set up services. So this knowledge, if you basically miss this, you don't know how to set up services on Ordina, kindly refer back to this video talking about adding services to your Ordina dashboard. And here we have the socials, so you can add as many social media platforms as possible, including external links to whatever you sell. And here we have the secretary. So this is the engine of your business. So you should understand that the information you input here are very, very, very important to the accuracy and performance of your secretary. So first things first, let me see. I want to do something, so I'm going to try and refresh my page so those changes I just made will not be saved. Okay, thank God they're not saved. That's the reason why. So I want to show you guys something now for the secretary, right? This is by default what everybody will get on their secretary page. So if you are a new user, you're gonna be seeing all of this just like that, but then you would not be able to access some extra features. So I would explain all of them in this video. First things first, you can give your secretary a personality by adding a profile picture for them. So you can use different AI generation tools to generate an image for your secretary, or you can use your own photograph. It depends on your taste and what you want to do. So here let's assume I'm using this photograph for my secretary. Right now I have uploaded this image for my secretary. So this would be a photograph moving forward, and then her name is Chira, and then moving downwards, I want my secretary to be able to speak Nigerian pidgin, or I want the behavior to be crisp and professional, or I want my secretary to mirror the client's behavior and language and mode of communication, right? So you can put that here, but these are pro features, so you need to be on the pro plan. So yeah, and then moving forward, we have the business knowledge. So the business knowledge relatively highlights informations about your business. So you have the ability to input up to 8,000 characters in here. 8,000 characters about your business. So go as detailed as possible. But then if you prefer to upload a photograph or PDF, right, that you want the AI to scan through instead of typing, then upload a PDF. This PDF features as well is limited, so it's I think the higher access to the amount of PDFs and website links that can be connected to this secretary is basically attached to the professional the paid accounts, the paid profile or subscription. So what you do now is you save. So changes, then we save. So if we save this, okay, so now that our changes has been saved, all we just have to do is we preview. So let's preview, and you can see now that our secretary now has a profile image. Our secretary is verified, and then this is our secretary's name. So we can now interact with the secretary. So your customers now can interact with the secretary. So for example, let's try how you Dana and see what happens. I did fine, thank you. How you did too? What can I help you with today? Are you looking to book something amazing with Sarani? So you can see your secretary eventually reflects what the customer is saying. So let me interact with Yoruba and see what will happen. Bawoni. I don't know if that's correct, but yeah. So now that is obviously Yoruba, and you can see what the secretary is doing. It responded with Mowa Dada Eshunwu Bawoni Arare. So it's basically saying I am fine, thank you very much. How are you doing? So what amazing service can we help you book at Sarani? So this is mind-blowing, to be very honest. The Ordina team has done an amazing job with this AI secretary, and I'm literally wowed by doing this demo myself. I'm quite amused by how incredible the secretary has turned out to be. And here you can eventually scan the services provided by the businesses here. So more improvements also would be done on the navigation around the services tab for those on the on the web view, and if you're on the mobile view, I think you have it properly optimized already. So you just have to click here and then you can see the services. So this is how you basically, for your customers' sake, right? It's important for all these businesses to have this information. So for your customers' sake, when they kind of like, I cannot see your services list and stuff like that, they can ask the secretary for the list of the service, or they can scan through the options here. When you scan through the options here, if you uploaded images for your services, they would appear here. So I'll give a demo for that shortly. So let's go back to our services. On the services, let's say for volume lash extension, this is not a lash extension, but then we just want to do a sample. So you can upload up to 3 images maximum. So I'm gonna upload 3 different images, and let's have you, and then let's save it. Ta-da! Sorry guys, I wasn't prepared to get the right images for this demo. So all right, so we're gonna refresh. Let's refresh the website. Sorry. Okay, I'll refresh the page. So we have our page refreshed, and the next thing you do is you click here, you click on the services, and you can have the image reviewed. So you can then navigate to see the photographs. So another thing that can be done as well, on the desktop view here, you see the images, right? So this shows you how the services would look like. Yeah, and that's that for your store page. So I hope this demo has made it easier for you as a business owner to navigate through your store, your store on Ordina. So your store page on Ordina is the core of your business as a service provider. So please make sure you customize it to your taste and input the appropriate and right information so your secretary can interact with your customer rightly. Trust me, what you give to your secretary is what your secretary will spew out. So it's very, very necessary you take caution on the information you provide. If you provide wrong information about your business, then definitely it's gonna hallucinate wrong information about your business and provide it to your customers, which eventually could be misleading. So it's very necessary, so you don't lose your customers, so you don't lose leads. Double check the information you feed to your secretary. Thank you very much for joining us on this session, and see you in the next one. Bye.